Ceramics UK, which represents the industry in Stoke-on-Trent and around the country, says the government support is not good enough and will only help 1 in 10 businesses. Rob Flello, the CEO of the group, is with us this morning. Rob, good morning.
Good morning, Lee.
Having crunched the numbers, how disappointed are you by what it is you've actually found out from the government support package?
Well, we've been disappointed sadly for a long time now. We were promised endlessly that there would be help coming in the comprehensive spending review. And then when that didn't materialise, we were promised that there'd be help in the industrial strategy. And all that there is in the strategy are crumbs. 2027 maybe, because that's subject to consultation. And you're right, this sort of supercharger scheme and extension to that, the help with the network costs, is something that, because of the rules around which companies might or might not qualify, and even then, if they do have the right industry codes, there's something called the business level test, which is there to stop them getting it even after all that. So deeply disappointed in the government, lots of warm words, no action.
To try and strip it down in the most basic of terms here, 1 in 10 businesses in this area will get access to the 25% discount on their electricity bills, and the electricity bills aren't the ones they need help with, it's the gas. That's basically it, isn't it?
Broadly, it's actually worse than that, Lee, because it's nationally within the ceramics industry, it's 1 in 10, but specifically gift and tableware, what most listeners will think of as sort of traditional potteries, but certainly the gift and tableware sector, their industry codes are the ones that are specifically excluded, so they can't even get into the starting gates on this. And so even if they did get in the industry codes, then, as I say, there's this business level test, this second test, which most of our members across the country then fail. So, and you're quite right, it's on electricity, which is really important. You know, our members, even those that fire, which is most of them on gas, they still use a huge amount of electricity. And just to put this into context for your listeners, if our members are paying £100,000 in their electricity bill, £60,000 of that, 60% of it, is on additional costs and tariffs and what they call non-commodity costs. So basically, the cost of the electricity in that £100,000 is £40,000. £60,000 is all the other costs that get added to it, and those are the costs we're trying to get some relief for our members for.
Do you think the government get it?
Disappointingly, even more, I think they do, because conversations I have with government ministers, and have had for many months, they have started telling me the things I've been telling them for months. So they clearly have listened. They clearly know what the problems are. I do think that the problem lies somewhere between number 10 and number 11, between the Prime Minister's office and Treasury. And I think wherever the Department for Business and the Department for Energy have perhaps thought about helping us, somebody somewhere has got a red pen out and gone, no, you can't have it.
Everybody you speak to in the industry, and I'm not trying to scaremonger here or get headlines out of this at all, Rob, but basically everybody we've been speaking to since the announcement of this support package, or lack of support package, as it turns out it is basically saying somebody else is going to go, another company's going to go. How much is that a concern of yours at this stage now?
I'd say at this stage it's not a huge concern, because I actually think it's the opposite way round. I think if we had that help from government, we could really unleash our industries. Because if you think about ceramics, and okay, within Stoke-on-Trent, you know, we've got some fantastic gift and tableware members, but actually we've got some just outside the borders as well, whether it's in Stone, whether it's up in Denby. But we've also, again, just outside our city's borders, we've got brick factories, the Ibstock factories just outside the border. And again, within our borders, we've got companies like Mantech, really impressive advanced technical ceramics. So we've got a fantastic industry locally and nationally that with the right support could be driving the growth agenda that the government say they want, whether that's making bricks for new houses or putting fantastic gift and tableware on people's tables, or enabling the steel industry, which our refractory members do. Wherever you look, there is something that comes back to ceramics. So whether it's the IT systems we're using now, people on their mobile phones, none of that's possible without ceramics. So if government stepped in, actually stopped giving us warm words and gave us some action, we could unleash fantastic growth potential in this country just from the ceramics industry alone. And that's my frustration, that we've got an amazing industry in this country, world class. Just give us a chance to prove it.
Fingers crossed it happens. I keep saying this every time we do a feature on this, which feels like every fortnight at the moment, but fingers crossed there is some signs of positivity just around the corner. Thank you, Rob.